Hey guys, it's Housewife in Heels. I'm here doing the Jimmy Choo Anouk and the Christian Louboutin So Kates comparison. I figured these shoes are very much alike, so for those who wanted to see a comparison, we're just going to get right into it. First, I'm going to be doing a side-by-side comparison actually on the feet, so I'll let you guys get into that. And then I'll be back again after that to do the comparison as far as comfort and actual wear and tear goes. So I'll see you guys in a few. This is the visual comparison of the two pumps. I have the Louboutin on my left foot. I have the Jimmy Choo on my right. The Jimmy Choo has slightly more forward-facing toe cleavage than the Louboutin. The Louboutin has more side toe cleavage than the Jimmy Choo. The arch is very sexy on the Jimmy Choo, but the arch is definitely much more exposed on the Louboutin. The length of the toe box is almost identical. They both measure at 60 millimeters each. The heel itself is very straight down on the So Kates, while the Jimmy Choo has a more curved inward heel. There is a slight difference in stitching on the very tippy top of the shoes. The Choo's curve inward while the Louboutins is straight, and obviously the soles are going to be different because of the painted sole on the Louboutin. There is a better look at the toe box. It is much more rounded on the Choo while it is squared off on the Louboutin. And the actual stiletto itself is slightly larger in the Choo than the Louboutin. Alright guys, I'm back, and this time I'm going to be talking about the sizing, the comfort, and the wear and tear on each of the shoes. As far as sizing goes, they both run true to size for myself, but I have a very small, narrow foot. So, typically I need to size down. These, if you have a average foot, you might want to consider going up a half a size in each one. If you have a more wide foot, you might want to consider going up a whole size, because the toe boxes on each of the shoes is very narrow. It's even narrower on the So Kates. It's going to create a lot of pain for you if the balls of your feet are just smashed in there. So you might need to size up to accommodate your foot in the shoe. So definitely keep that in mind. As far as the comfort, both shoes are very uncomfortable. The Louboutin probably has one of the worst reputations as far as shoe comfort is concerned. Everyone calls them medieval torture devices. They say they are literally hell on heels. They don't have very much good to say about them as far as comfort. I think the shoe with a worse reputation would be the Louboutin Hot Chick 130s. Unfortunately, I don't have those, so I'm just going to stick to these. But comfort, walking around, it's going to hurt. If you are walking around in a 120 millimeter heel at that crazy of a pitch, your feet are going to hurt. And not only are your feet going to hurt, but the calves in your legs are going to hurt, because you're not naturally supposed to walk at such a weird angle like that. So definitely keep that in mind. Recently, I wore the Anouks out to go see a movie, and just the walk from the parking garage to the actual theater, it took roughly around 10 minutes. My feet were crying. That is all it took. Like, just getting to sit down was a relief. So if you plan on walking around in these, you are going to be in for a bad time. So definitely keep that in mind as far as comfort is good. As far as comfort is concerned. Something else you want to keep in mind is that these shoes they have to fit very tight on the foot, because if you've seen my channel before, you've seen my other videos, you know that I have had issues with heel slippage, and I've had to put an insert in my So Kates because I got them a half a size too big because I did not know any better. these were my first ever pair of designer shoes, and I just listened to the sales lady at Louboutin and went up a half a size, and they felt okay in the store, so I took them home and wore them, so the bottoms are busted and I can't return them. But they need to be very, very snug, very, very snug. Like, they need to feel tight on you, not overwhelmingly tight, not like your feet are in a chokehold, but they have to fit very, very, like a bear hug, so to speak, on your feet. Otherwise, you'll have heel slippage, and that can create issues for you. But when you're getting a shoe that fits very snug when you first get them, you have to break them in to make them more comfortable. During the break-in process, especially if you get the patent leather like I did, your feet are going to go numb while wearing these. Whether you're walking around or not, just wearing them for an extended period of time, having that snug of a hold on your feet, it will create pins and needles, and that is not comfortable. So, as far as the break-in process is concerned, the Choos are worse. I didn't think that they would be, but they are, because the leather is very, very thick on these. It is a very sturdy leather, and that's great for quality and all. These will last you longer than the Louboutins. But these are a pain, quite literally, to break in, because the leather isn't going to have as much give to it as the Louboutin, which has the thinner leather. And with the Choos, your foot has more coverage. It goes up higher on the foot. That means that's more area of your feet that are going to go numb while you break the shoes in. So definitely keep that in mind. As you break them in, they do become easier to wear, but you have to tough it out. If you want to wear these shoes and have them be as comfortable as possible, you have to give them enough wears and just deal with it, unless you go and get them stretched out yourself. I prefer to have the shoes actually conform to my feet, but that depends on how your preference is as far as breaking in a shoe. As far as blisters, that is the most important thing I look for when I go to buy shoes, is the question, is this shoe going to make me blister? I had a pair of Valentino rock studs that are still on my channel, but I do not own them anymore because I've actually consigned them. They were the absolute most miserable shoes to wear because of blisters. I can do many things with heels, obviously, but blisters is not one of them. And luckily, since these shoes have to be so snug on the feet, there's no real room to create any friction on your foot, which is wonderful because that means no blisters. So I have not had issues with hot spots or blisters in either one of these shoes, and for that I am eternally grateful, because if I'm spending $600 on shoes, no, actually $700 on shoes, I want to be able to actually wear them and not have my feet go insane. I have heard of people, when they wear these for an extended period of time, have swelling in the balls of their feet. I personally have not had that experience, or if I did, I really didn't notice. It was so minimal. But that's also something to keep in mind, that people do experience swelling. Neither one of those shoes did that to me. So, as far as wear and tear goes, the Louboutin obviously has the red bottom, which, if you wear it, does get messed up. There is nothing you can do about that. Absolutely nothing. I mean, you can go and get the Vibram put on if you want by a cobbler, you can put the stickers, but unless you have the Vibram put on, there's not a whole lot you can do about that as you wear them. So definitely take that into consideration. As far as this, luckily, with the Louboutins, you do get extra heel taps, and you can take your shoes in if something happens to them. They are warranted, which is nice. The Choos do not come with extra heel taps, but they do have the same warranty. You can easily take them in, and then they will fix them right up for you. as far as the actual leather is concerned, the leather does wear and tear over time. As you break the shoes in, as the leather conforms to your feet, the leather will get a little bit bumpy, because obviously your feet are not perfectly shaped for pointed-toed shoes. The leather will start to create sort of an outline of your toes. It's not very, very visible, but it's not something very aesthetically enjoyable. But if you want comfy shoes, that's just something you gotta deal with. I mean, these are shoe designers, not magicians. So definitely keep that in mind, and don't be shocked if your leather has a little bit of wear and tear, or on the insides of the soles you get a little bit of creasing going on in like this part of the leather, because the leather does move as you wear it. It's not like plastic where it doesn't go anywhere. So I think that about does it for this shoe comparison. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. If you're someone who happens to be torn between the Jimmy Choos or the Louboutins, I hope this helps you out make a choice between the two, because obviously not everyone can even afford one of these, let alone two. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support and the channel growth I've gotten lately, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!